Stargazing with Shaun Cain brings you up close and personal with your favorite stars of reggae and dancehall music and people that have impacted society in a very significant way. We invite you to subscribe to the Stargazing with Shaun Cain YouTube channel, like and share our videos, and leave a comment as we bring you fresh content every week. The Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show will inspire, educate, and bring out the best in you. Stargazing with Shaun Cain, up close and personal.
I tell people, and this is a story I always tell, I say, many times, but this is the truth. I used to sit and cry and pray to God and said, if you get me out of poverty, I'll come back and help the kids. Because that's how I hear my mom praying when I was in my room. You hear her crying and praying. So I thought that's how you talk to God. Maybe when you cry, God will listen,
Hello and welcome to Stargazing, the show that brings you up close and personal with your favorite stars of reggae and dancehall music, Jamaican popular culture, and people who've impacted society in a very big way. I'm Shaun Cain. This is an invitation for you to subscribe to the Stargazing with Shaun Cain YouTube channel, like and share the videos, and leave a comment. In this edition of the show, we'll speak with Women's National Basketball Association WNBA Champion Simone Edwards, OD. Let's take a look. Basketball is a sport that enjoys global popularity. It was first played in the United States in 1891. Among the wealthiest and most organised leagues in the world are the National Basketball Association, the NBA, which is contested by men, and its sister league, the Women's National Basketball Association, the WNBA. While most of the players in both leagues are drawn from North American franchises, players from leagues in other countries sometimes get lucky and find themselves scoring hoops for some of the premier American teams. One Jamaican athlete on whose side fortune had found itself is the Kingston-born Simone Edwards. Edwards was a student at the Kingston Technical High School in 1989 when she received a scholarship to develop her basketball skills in the United States. Although she never played the game before, her distinct athleticism and height had made her a prime target for the game's scouts. Edwards told the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show that she was given just 1 year in which to learn the game and be prepared to play it at the highest competitive level. The 6'4" athlete dunked the opportunity with the highest leap of faith. Shortly afterwards, she landed in Seminole, Oklahoma, where the challenge began. She trained almost every day after school while she was a student at the Seminole Junior College. The Jamaican had made rapid and sustained progress in the sport. Edwards' star qualities began attracting all sorts of attention. Before long, she was on her way to the eastern United States, as the newly started New York Liberty couldn't wait to get her on their roster in 1997. She joined the Manhattan-based team as a developmental player, which saw her making appearances as a substitute. But it wasn't until another 2 years before she saw regular competitive action when she signed with the Seattle Storm in Washington. Wearing the number 4 jersey, Edwards was transformed into a juggernaut on the courts. She was eventually nicknamed the Jamaican Hurricane. The Caribbean native was unstoppable, a description that eventually titled her first book, which is a memoir of her journey as a basketballer. The team's gale force wind turned into a Category 4 storm and battered its competitors on every court where it appeared. Edwards went on to win the WNBA Championship with the Seattle Storm in 2004. 2 years later, she announced her retirement from the WNBA. The Jamaican Hurricane continues to make impressive additions to her resume. She spent a number of years in Virginia, where she first worked as an assistant coach at Radford University in 2007. The following year, she was on the move again, although she did not leave the state. After driving for almost 4 hours and covering nearly 260 miles, she turned onto the campus of George Mason University, where she took up an assistant coaching role until 2011. Edwards, a graduate of the University of Iowa, coached the Jamaican women's basketball team and led them to the Caribbean Championships in 2014. She currently does humanitarian work in her native Jamaica, having set up a homework center for less fortunate children in the community of Goldsmith Villa. Welcome back. Simone, wagwan, it's been a long time.
Oh, it's such a pleasure being here, Shaun. It's been too long.
Because I remember you from your days at KT. But as I arrived, you left because I think you got a scholarship to play in America. I mean, how did that go for you? Did you quite enjoy all of that?
Yes. You know, the start of it was rough because I had to learn the game within 1 year to get that scholarship. So you know how much work I had to put in every day after school. I had to put on the weekends, just working. And it went, once I got there and started, everything just blew up. You know, I left that school. I got Hall of Fame. I was on the Hall of Fame board at that school, broke a few records. So I'm just thankful. It started right from there.
So did you ever feel at any point like, you know what did I get myself into? Let me just head back to Jamaica. I'm done.
Yes, the first year I was struggling because, you know, you're talking about this young kid, you know, who grew up in poverty. I didn't have any warm clothes. I didn't have a lot of money. I remember leaving Jamaica with 100 US in my hand. That's all my family could afford to give me. And you know, that's supposed to serve you, you know, and you're a young female, so you need all the products that you need and everything else. And so there was a point, and I wasn't close to any stores. You know, in Jamaica, you have a store across the street, or you can go down the road and shop. You have 2 mangoes on the tree or some other fruit, you know. I'm close to University of West Indies, so I used to raid their campus, plums, mango. And then I'm in a spot now in Oklahoma where there's no fruit trees, there's no stores close by, I have no vehicle. And when the winter time hit, you know, and I was so cold. So at one point I was like, I'm going back home. But I never ever really wanted to go back home. It's just a cry for help. Like, you know, somebody got to help me here.
Yeah. Bring some sunshine here.
Yes, not only some sunshine, bring some fruit tree, bring some food, bring something. Because, you know, you get, during the week when you're in school, you could go to the cafeteria. But on the weekend, the cafeteria is closed. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's hard, and I didn't like hungry. You know, Jamaica, even though you're poor, I never really stay hungry because, like I say, you know, go somebody yard or, you know, you pick a mango off a tree or something, or you sell 2 bucks and buy a piece of bread with butter in between it and have a banana and stuff. There's something, but there was nothing there, and that was hard.
So Simone, where you learn all them things? Who tell you them things? You come talking about sell 2 bottles and buy a piece of bread and all that. What you know about them things?
We are talking about, man. Hey, I was a hustler when I was little, you know, man. I used to go on university campus and pick mango and plum. We pick pear off of the tree and we used to sell it. I used to sell those, and then I used to gather bottles. There are a few kids, I remember their mother was dying, and I used to sell and then take them to the oak garden, and we have picnic there. So we buy, and you know, we run boat too. You know, we put it as young, you know, we run boat. We have the tin can, because they wouldn't let us use the real pot, and we run boat. So it was so good, just, you know, growing up that way. So I learned to survive, and that's what helped me when I went overseas, to tell you the truth. That part, the survival tattoo.
But as you take us back overseas, I'm just keen to understand, when you heard the news that you got the scholarship, what thoughts went through your mind? How did you feel?
Oh my God, it's like winning $1 million. I'm not even gonna think about it. Here I am. I was only a track athlete. I started netball late, like near the end of kids. So it wasn't really my thing, but I was doing track all my life. And this guy just offered me a scholarship because I'm tall and athletic. Say, learn the game within a year and we give you a scholarship. So to me, that was like, yo, this is a way out of poverty. You know, this is my escape. So I'm going to put everything in. So of course, when somebody offers you a scholarship, you know, when you're in that position, it means the world to you. Like, my God, this is my way out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was like I said, winning $1 million for me.
So how about culture shock? Was there any element of that? Like the language, it sounded different to you? I'm used to everybody saying, yo, Simone, come over here, so now we are going. And then you hear, hello, Simone. Well, I'm just trying something here. I don't know, it probably sounds a bit...
No, you hear. What you hear when you go over there is Hi, young lady, are you from the land of Jamaica? How Jamaica, they're around and on the street. Yeah. And I'm looking like, huh? I mean, it was, and here was the thing. I'm in Seminole, Oklahoma, right? Nice folks, cowboys and Indian. And you know, growing up, I only had a black and white TV at the start, right? And when you watch the Martinez, cowboys and Indian, and you always see, you know, the cowboys and then the Indian scalping and everything, you know, you just see, that's where you learn about cowboys and Indian from the TV shows, right? Which is not really where you should, but
Clint Eastwood.
Right. So I'm there, and all I see are these Indians, and I'm staring at them because the features are the same. And then I'm seeing people walking around in cowboy hat and stuff, and I'm like, and accent. Oh my goodness. I'm like, huh? What are you doing today? You want to go for the ride? How you doing, young lady? You want to? And I'm like, you know, so that was, and what got me really was one day I'm coming from, because my dorm is across the street from the school, right? So I'm coming across, all of a sudden looking at my head and a few things, and ice fall from the sky. I'm feeling it, and you know, I didn't know anything about hail. You know, it's just the first time, and I see like this big hail coming from the sky, and I didn't know what to do. I ran back to the room, and I wouldn't come out. And I'm like, this is not right. You know, ice falling from the sky. So there were a few things that were just culture shock. It was just so different, but it was just exciting to learn all about it. Though.
But your ears, did they take a little while to get used to that sound? Hello, young lady. Did they take a little while to get used to it?
No, it's still even hard until now. It's just so I got sucked into that culture so much because I was two-stepping not so long after that and singing cowboy songs, you know, with them. But it's still kind of hard. Mm-hmm. But I know it was hard for them with my accent too. So, you know, so it was like, But but that accent until now will get you. The ones who have the strong, you know, Southern accent always get you too.
Right. And did you feel at any point you went anywhere, you were in the midst of all these different people, you just felt different, like you were the odd one out, or they made you feel that way?
You know what? I'm thankful because the people in Seminole, Oklahoma are really nice. Mm. You know, I didn't experience anything that I would say like, yo, this is just, why are they treating me like this? They embraced me, and, you know, people were nice to me, the teacher, everyone was nice to me. You know, the only people that really gave me a hard time initially was my teammate, because they, you know, there's this girl coming from outside and I'm just learning the game, and they used to make fun of Jamaica. You know, this first Jamaican they ran into, you know, and it's like, well, y'all swing on trees. And I said, we have a lot of cars, you know, so it wasn't so. But it kind of motivated me to be better than them because they've been playing for years and I'm just learning. I didn't like, you know, that feeling. And it wasn't all of them. Most of my teammates were nice. It's just one or two girls just thought it was funny. So I just started really training really hard because I know I had to catch up. That was the only thing. But everybody else treated me really nice. They were really nice to me there.
Well, that's good to hear. You make me feel like I want to move over there now.
No, you wouldn't want to in Seminole, Oklahoma. There's nothing there for you, but you would like to visit. They're nice.
Well, I don't think there's a chance of me playing basketball either. So, you know, as you say, stay where I'm at.
That's why I can't stop touch her now. I fall in love with the touch her now. Oh no, Father Knockins boss. Watch her now. You're not in tune to Shaun Cain and the Stargazing Show.
Rock the world now. Rock the world now. Roll. Come make Stargaze teach you how to up. Shaun Cain, tell them. No weakness. No weakness. No weakness. Yo, Shaun Cain. They don't know energy. Up and personal close. Get there.
Stargazing with Shaun Cain brings you up close and personal with your favorite stars of reggae and dancehall music and people that have impacted society in a very significant way. We invite you to subscribe to the Stargazing with Shaun Cain YouTube channel, like and share our videos, and leave a comment as we bring you fresh content every week. The Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show will inspire, educate, and bring out the best in you. Stargazing with Shaun Cain, up close and personal.
Yes, give thanks, people. You don't know, so this is the wordical poet himself, the lyrical poet. Yeah, man, wise words. And you're tuned into Gazing with the Stars, stargazing. Find out more about your local reggae artists. Find out how they became artists. Find out what makes them tick. Find out how they was able to write these kind of hit songs. Stargazing, Gazing with the Stars with Shaun Cain, straight from London, England. You get me, mate? Oh, bloody hell. Did you get that? Gazing with the Stars, wise words.
Alright, come down now. Hey, Shaun Cain. When no say nice finger licking, yeah? Know about the fries and the dipping. Stargazing, know about the fall picking. But a where boy put in a chicken. Hey? A where boy put in a chicken. Shaun Cain, where boy put in a chicken. Hey? Anywhere we see me, I go trick him and find out where him put in a chicken. Yeah, tall boy, you know it's high school, you saboteur. Me represent for Shaun Cain, stargazing now. Where boy put in a chicken. Come down.
2x10 man, move real fast, yeah? This is the boy Master Record, the girls them checker. You're watching the Stargazing Show with Shaun Cain. Up and personal. 2x10 man, move real fast.
But then the WNBA came now. How did that come about?
The first year in Oklahoma, my first year, I got All-American. The second year, I was first team All-American, Kodak All-American, one of the nominee for Player of the Year. Like I said, I left that school within 2 years. I got MVP a bunch of times. I was on the Hall of Fame. Later on in 95, they put me on the Hall of Fame. That's how well I did there in basketball within 2 years of just learning the game. I was Jamaican. I was to take over something we just want done, right? So, and then I went on to University of Iowa, and from there, I had 2 back-to-back ACLs, so that was hard. The WNBA was starting. I already played because of the back-to-back ACL, and I had to go to a tryout with over 300 girls, and that's where to New York, and they only pick up 2 of us, and I was lucky to be one of those 2. So that's where I started in the WNBA with the New York Liberty.
Right. And how did that feel? That big journey, you're playing on the big stage. The whole world is watching you, week in, week out. How did you cope with that?
Actually, the first year in the WNBA with the New York Liberty, I was like a substitute player. And that to me was fine because, again, they all these stars. Remember, I had 2 back-to-back ACLs. I didn't play a lot in college because of my ACLs. And when I did, I was good at what I did, but, I wasn't one of those stars coming out, like the other girls. So I was with Rebecca Lobo, with the Kim Hampton, with all these big names. These girls who have been playing in Italy and different places all over the world. The ones coming out of Connecticut who were all these big names coming out. So I was just happy to just be a part of the team then. And all of a sudden I'm in Madison Square Garden training. That to me, that's the big stage for me.
And you didn't panic or anything. You felt that you were ready for it and let's do this. Did you feel like that? Or you thought that?
Panic?
I'm
No.
not sure. Mm-hmm.
No panic. No, I was just excited. Listen, I'm just excited. You're trained, you're trained to do these things. You work hard and, to get to this place. When you get there, you got to be excited. So I wasn't scared or anything. I was just excited. For me, even in big games, from the time I was even in Oklahoma, most of my highest points were from the big games. So I love these things. I get excited for these things. I never get scared.
And then you became a champion twice.
I've been champion in other places. And I went to Seattle and I become a WNBA champion in 2004. That was extraordinary. I'm just telling you, I'm a championship for Jamaica as a coach and as a player. So, I just love championship.
I can see that because I see you like being around champions as well. Because I think just last night or sometime this week, you were in the midst of lots of champions like Raheem Sterling and other reggae boys and everything. Tell me a little bit about that. What was the occasion?
Oh, it was, I think the Minister of Sports, Babsy Grange, put on an event, and I think it's to honor Raheem Sterling. It was about him on that event, and the Reggae Boys were there. And I met the coach, Paul Hall. He's such a great guy. We spoke about his journey, and it's so awesome. So I met him, and I met Raheem, and what it seems to be about, them just thanking him for the work he does and what he's doing, and just showing him some love.
That's really good. And he's not the only one who's doing a lot of things for the area that he's from. Because right now, I think your backdrop there, you are in your classroom because you've set up a study program for the less fortunate kids in your area of Goldsmith Villa. I mean, tell us a little bit about how that,
Yes.
what prompted that?
You know, again, like I was saying, I grew up in poverty. And as a child, I tell people, and this is a story I always tell, I say, you know, many times, but this is the truth. I used to sit and cry and pray to God and said, if you get me out of poverty, I'll come back and help the kids. Because that's how I hear my mom praying when I was in my room. You hear her crying and praying. So I thought that's how you talk to God. Maybe when you cry, God will listen, you know. So I just, you know, so I was by the girl, I was in there and I was just remember crying and say, God, if you get me out of poverty. And so when the scholarship happened, when somebody just come out of nowhere, and I'm not playing basketball, I have no idea about basketball, and said, I'm going to give you a scholarship if you train for the game within a year. I think that was nothing but God. That's in my head, right, as a child. So I'm just saying, this must be the way out. So this is it. So once I got into the position where I start playing pro, I start giving back. I start helping kids with school, with their bus, with anything I could, you know, families. And I continued by putting up my learning center. This is a learning center where the kids come in and they get help with their schoolwork, or, you know, we just have fun, do spelling competition. They have access to the internet and they just come over and I feed them, and, you know, other things I do, like providing lunch money for the ones who don't, provide shoes. I do everything I can.
So how much do they pay for that kind of service? To use the center, use the internet and all of that?
I don't charge anyone for this. This is my center. The kids, they come in here for free. They don't have to pay anything. I just beg. I beg. I actually go out there and beg my friends or put it out there and say, listen, I'm trying to do this for the kids. I need a computer or I need a tablet. I do fundraising. I just go out there and beg for them. So I don't want them. They don't have anything, and I'm not going to take anything from them. I take from myself to give to them anyway. Most of the time, I don't. Most time I don't buy. You know, any. If you see me, I do not have any fancy car. I do not have much because I rather give it to a child. It just doesn't define me, you know. But what I do for a child and how they feel about what I do for them, it's important to me, you know. And these kids, they come in and they don't even want to leave at night, Shaun. I mean, sometimes after kids, it's 8 o'clock. I say, go home. Miss, you can't put up some bed. You can't put up some. Listen, no, go home. So they love it here. And it's you know, Shaun, you know it goes, right? They're kids sometimes. You don't know what's going on in the home.
Well, everybody's got their own little bit of adversity, isn't it? Their own little bit of challenge that life has thrown them. Because as you say, you grew up in poverty and you found a way out of it and you're helping others now. And that wasn't the only challenge you had growing up in poverty. You had one of probably the biggest health scares of your life. You were diagnosed with cancer. Tell me a bit about that journey. It must have been a scary moment, wouldn't you say? When you heard,
yeah, this is the hardest battle of my life. I have an aggressive state of ovarian cancer, which I'm fighting. But I keep telling everyone, you know, I have cancer. Cancer does not have me, right? So I'm living. I'm not existing. I am living. So I'm doing all the things I want to do anyway. There was a point in my life I couldn't. When I was doing chemo, I couldn't even take 3 steps without I have to sit down. So now I'm here in Jamaica. I'm doing my herbal thing. I'm drinking my tea. I'm just living. I'm enjoying life while I'm fighting. I'm still fighting this cancer, but I am also doing all the things I'm passionate about. I'm giving my time to these kids. I'm over the youth national basketball league, so I'm doing everything for the under 15 up to under 17 national youth basketball team to get them ready to compete for Jamaica. So I'm doing my thing. I'm still doing my thing, but it is a tough battle. I mean, anybody with cancer or knows somebody with cancer, many people have died from cancer. And like I said, I have a rare and aggressive cancer. So, you know, it's a daily battle in itself, knowing that, you know, you have it and you have to make sure that, you know, and pray that it doesn't gone all over your body. And so I'm just, right now, I'm just living, Shaun. That's all I can tell you. I am living and enjoying life while I'm fighting, and at least I know that, you know, I'm giving it a fight. You know, I'm not going to just say that, you know, I'd be down and saying that, oh, I have cancer or cry about it. I barely ever talk about it unless it's awareness or whatever. I don't focus on it, but I'm focusing on my health and my mentally and physically in itself. So I'm doing everything I can, you know, to beat it.
So how are you feeling in yourself now? Feeling strong, feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm much stronger than I was when I was on chemo. 'Cause you know, chemo, you come after your cells in a week. So I'm much stronger now. Let me tell you something, Shaun. I just get up and eat my stuff, drink my herbal teas, you know, all this. I'm doing all this fighting herb, the natural stuff, and it's building me up. And just the fact that I have the Jamaican sunshine on me, and I'm just surrounded with love from these kids. I mean, and I'm laughing all the time. I'm fighting it my way, and that's the best way to fight it, as far as I'm concerned.
So when it's time for like another round of chemo, do you think seriously about it?
Oh, there's no other round. Shaun, there's no other round. I did chemo in the first place because when I just got diagnosed, the doctor said, you know, you have stage 3, you have an aggressive aggressive cancer here. This is the way to go. I talked to the #1 ovarian cancer specialist in the US, and he said, listen, that's the way to go. And that's why I did it. I did it. And, you know, it wasn't as effective because they do really have a special treatment for my kind of cancer. It's rare. And they're not out there making anything really for it because they won't make money because only a few people have it. So what's happening is that I have to find my way. And so that's what I did. You know, I did my research and I'm finding my way. And like I said, I'm feeling more stronger. I'm not going back to that. I'm doing it my way. I mean, I have people that are close to me that died from ovarian cancer while I'm fighting it. While I'm in my lowest stage of it in terms of chemo and fighting it, I have people that are dear to me, family and people that are dear that died from the same thing that I'm fighting, right? I don't think anything tougher than that, right? And, you know, I take it, you know how I turned that around? I said, dear Dad, I have to be the one to survive for them. I have to beat this forward. I turn everything into positive. I find a way to turn the negative into something positive. It hurts that they're dead, but they're gone. And I said, I have to be the one that beat this thing and create a way and then share with others who are fighting it to how you can beat this. When there's nothing else, or when the doctor said, listen, we don't have anything, then nothing else come out. I'm looking at them like, okay, that's just yours. When you look at the percentage, some people say, oh, only a certain amount, small percentage survive this. That's their percentage, not mine. You understand? So I know there are things out there. You're going to run into. People are going to remind you to, oh, you know, that thing is aggressive. It can spread. Oh, well, it can. But in the meantime, right now, I'm alive. I'm thankful. Every day I open my eyes. That's the biggest blessing. I'm alive. And while I'm alive, Shaun, I'm going to stay living, which means I'm going to do everything I enjoy and until death comes.
I like the way you look at it, Simone. And, you know, this doesn't mean anything like in terms of say, well, it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be this or that. Because in the midst of life we are in, as you say, somebody could be walking on the road, healthy, strong, everything. Doctors have said nothing bad about you. You can run over.
Yes.
You touch the switch here, electrical shock, you're finished.
Yes, I've seen it. So many young people die in car accident. Never know when. So why worry about it? Something I can't control. I'm not going to kill myself. So why worry about it? I'm just do what I want to do. We're going to just stop our life and wait on death. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Worry about something we have no control of. It's like when we talk fear and worry. Why worry? Sometimes before people go to the doctor and get checked, they start worrying. So you're already feeding your mind that you have the thing. Stop. Wait until you get there. And then you said, okay, what's next? That's what I did when they told me I had cancer. The first time the doctor told me you have ovarian cancer, stage 3, an aggressive cancer, the first thing I looked at him and I said, what's next? And the next thing we were busting jokes about something. Other people would sit down and cry. I never cried. I just asked him, what next? And he told me, and I said, okay. And I went home and said, okay, let me see what I need to do. Okay, I look it up, I read it up. I'm trying to say, okay, because it's just another obstacle I have to get over. If you read my book, it's Unstoppable. It's talk about it's just another obstacle in life. There's so many survivors of cancer. Why am I not going to become one of them? I don't care what kind it is. I see myself as a survivor. Okay, because again, Shaun, we're going to die at some point in our life. But it's how we die. So it's how we live. Why, before we die, what did you do before you died? That's important. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit and complain about every darn thing that we know life is tough. It's hard for me too. I'm fighting. It's expensive. You know, all of these things, it's not easy. It is not easy. But I'm not going to walk with that burden. I already have cancer. Why should I put other things on me? I'm not going to do it, Shaun. I'm going to enjoy my life.
I love that, Simone. And you know what? It was just yesterday. I was having a conversation with some young people, and I was saying to them that just be brave and go after what you want and stop worrying about what might not happen and everything. Because I was saying to them that it's like being on a plane. You're flying somewhere and a little bit of turbulence, you feel that, and you start, oh God, the plane's going to go down, I'm going to die. And everything you're going to think, oh, the plane is going to crash. And then you land safely and everything. Look how much of that lovely flight you messed up. You could have sat there, just enjoy the ride, just sit there and just allow yourself to be flown. Just glide through the air, enjoy the flight. And it's what you're saying, Simone. Wow, you're so gracious. You're so powerful. You're so strong. You're so brave.
You first got to do self-love. You got to love yourself so much that you want the best. Your ambition is going to be like this because you want the best for you. Each time you step out, you're going to say, like I said, you enjoy it. You breathe it in like, oh my God, just feels so good. You just breathe it in. I mean, you just got to say, I deserve this. I want this. I deserve happiness. And take yourself out of some situation that you don't deserve to be in because you value and give happiness more to the other person than yourself. And now you're miserable and you're angry and you take out on others and all of this. And so, but when you have self-love and you're happy, you don't know you're causing mischief for others and putting down people and using people and hurting others because you're so full of love. And that's where I'm at in my life.
That's why I can't stop touch her now. I fall in love with the touch her now. Oh no, Father Knockins boss. Watch you now. You're now in tune to Shaun Cain and the Stargazing Show.
Rock the world now, rock the world now. Yo, come make Stargaze teach you how to up. Shaun Cain, tell them, no weakness, no weakness, no weakness. Yo, Shaun Cain, you don't know energy, up and personal close. Get there.
Stargazing with Shaun Cain brings you up close and personal with your favorite stars of reggae and dancehall music and people that have impacted society in a very significant way. We invite you to subscribe to the Stargazing with Shaun Cain YouTube channel, like and share our videos, and leave a comment as we bring you fresh content every week. The Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show will inspire, educate, and bring out the best in you. Stargazing with Shaun Cain, up close and personal.
Yes, give thanks, people. You don't know, so this is the vertical poet himself, the lyrical poet, yeah man, wise words, and you're tuned into Gazing with the Stars, Stargazing. Find out more about your local reggae artists. Find out how they became artists. Find out what makes them tick. Find out how they was able to write these kind of hit songs. Stargazing, Gazing with the Stars with Shaun Cain, straight from London, England. You get me, mate? Oh bloody hell, did you get that? Gazing with the Stars, wise words.
Alright, come down now. Hey, Shaun Cain. When no say nice finger licking. Yeah? Know about the fries and the dipping. Stargazing, know about the fall picking. But a where boy put in a chicken. Hey? A where boy put in a chicken. Shaun Cain, where boy put in a chicken. Hey? Anywhere we see him, I go trick him and find out where him put in a chicken. Yeah, tall boy, you know it's high school, you Sabito. I represent for Shaun Cain, Stargazing. Where boy put in a chicken. Come down.
2x10 man, move real fast, yeah? This is the boy Master Record, the girls them checker. You're watching the Stargazing Show with Shaun Cain. Up and personal. 2x10 man, move real fast.
I think another book is in order, Simone, because you've been taken deeper, further into wherever you've been taken, and you've seen more. So you've got more to share with humanity. So I think another book is in order. What do you think? Do you agree with me?
I agree. I'm working on it. Because this one is, the first one is a child growing up and breaking barriers. This one is a bigger battle. And I want to bring awareness to, ovarian cancer and also. And so I'm making, this one is even more powerful, Shaun. It's going to be even more powerful than Unstoppable.
I'm feeling this. I don't know what you're going to call this because unstoppable is unstoppable. What is this one going to be? You've got, you set the bar too high. When you started out, Simone, with the first book, you set the bar too high. Unstoppable. Now, what are you going to use to supersede that? What title?
Listen, the bar is never, every time I set a bar, so you know how it goes. So it's going to be bigger. So I'm unstoppable, Shaun.
Simone, thank you so much for talking with us. It was such a really, really great journey. I enjoyed every moment of it. You got me laughing. I mean, I teared up a little bit, but I tried to squeeze it and hold it back. I can't let you see me cry. So I kind of held it back. But your energy is really strong, and we just want you to keep on sharing all that you've got with humanity. Just keep on sharing because we're learning so much. You're giving so many people hope in so many ways. Because even when we talk about your resilience and you look at the brighter side of life, look at the positive side of life, that is just lifting me up because we all have our little bit that we're carrying along. And
Yes.
you're releasing so many people. They're realizing that it's okay. You're validating them. It's all right. I can carry on. I can do this. I can do that. Nothing can stop me. I might not be packing category 4 wins, but I can still carry on.
Yes. I that's all I want from people, to just live. That's all the message I want to send out there, Shaun, to you and everyone else. Just life. You have this precious gift called life. So many people we have love. We love that die and struggle. We have life still, and while you have life, just live. And I'm just saying, don't just exist. Live. Just live.
Yes. Don't waste it. Don't mope around. Just enjoy it because it's there. It's yours. You've been given that gift. You're not being charged for it. You're not paying rent. You're not paying a mortgage. You're not paying anything for it. Enjoy it. Stop putting pressures on yourself. Stop telling yourself negative things you don't need to tell yourself. Stop having self-talks and conversations with yourself that are debilitating. They're not helping to lift you up, to bring you to the top. Keep you there.
Yes.
Stop it. Let go of those things. Chuck them away. Hold on to just the things that are going to elevate you and carry you along. Thank you very much, Simone. Thank you.
Yes.
So you've done all these great things, or you're doing all these great things in terms of helping the children in your community with somewhere that they can go and do their homework. They can have someone to coach them, help them with the homework. And I would imagine that comes at a cost because you have to pay for electric, you have to pay for water, you have to pay for the internet, and you say you feed them, so you have to buy food for them. So if somebody wants to support you and make a donation or just offer some money or whatever the case is to help you so that that program can continue, how can they reach you to do that?
Well, they can reach me at my website. It's Simone, Simone, the number 4, the number I played in, Edward, Simone for Children, .org. So it's Simone, the number 4, children.org. And that's the way I usually raise funds. Is from people donating to the website, and some people do monthly payments to help, and so I pay for the electricity and the cable and provide the stuff for these kids. So the more help I get, the more kids I can help. So that's where they can reach me.
Simone, it was a really strong story, very touching. You've been to places, you've flown the flag all over the place, you've had your own challenges, you've fought them, you're a champion in several different ways, and you continue to be a champion. You're helping people, the youngsters in your area who probably they haven't seen a way out, or the future just does not look so promising, and you are giving hope. What more can we ask for? You are giving hope. You're giving people the ability to dream. to believe that something will come out of this. So I always ask my guests questions from this book. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. It's written by myself. It's available on Amazon. It's also available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. It's also available close by where you live as well, Simone. I'm not suggesting anything, not hinting, but it's available at the bookshop at the university.
And I'm definitely going to get it. I'm definitely going to get it.
All right, well, thank you so much for that. But it's available at the University of the West Indies bookshop at the Mona campus there. So when you go to get your mangoes, you can pop in. And so it's available. I'll pick 2 questions for you, Simone. And the questions go, the first one go, and the hurricane is going to blow this away anyway, but I'll still take my chances. So it says, there was a big ship sailing on the ocean around 35 years ago. The captain, or the singer, was a 12 Tribes of Israel Rastafarian brother. What was his name? The options are Freddie McGregor, John Holt, Eddie Grant, and Half Pint.
Freddie McGregor, big ship sailing on the ocean. We don't need no promotion. Freddie McGregor, Shaun. Freddie
McGregor, right? I see a 5 years old. Never mind. That's very good. All right, the next one goes a bit like this now. Wear Your Size was a 1987 chart topper for which former school teacher turned dancehall DJ. The options are Lloyd Lovendare, Lieutenant Stitchie, General Trees, and Jimmy Cliff.
Younger, wear your size. Younger, wear your size. Lieutenant Stitchie.
Right. Okay. Very good. I hope you wear your size.
Shaun, Lieutenant Stitchie. Hey, no, my man was. Hey, Shaun. When I did younger, I couldn't wear my size because I was always taller than the rest, and sometimes mom couldn't get the size shoes. So I still have the con when I wear. When I take it off, card a reminder for sure, people say. The hard time I have the one school shoes. Most time I go to the shoemaker like 200 times for stitch up. That's why I always try to provide kids with shoes. And stuff. So me know how it goes. So me now wear my size, Shaun. Me not forget no more con. I wear my size now.
All right.
I get no more con, Shaun.
No more con. Your size is though. You just deal with the size now and you're good.
Yes.
Well, the questions we're taken from this book is called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. Available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. Also at the bookshop at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Also, it's available on Amazon. If you're more into apps though, the Android version of the app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app, download it, and it's all yours to do whatever you like with it. Simone, it was really great spending some time with you, learning so much about your journey and about your story. You're such a brave woman. I tip my hat to you because you deserve everything that you get for the bravery you've shown and also for being an ambassador for our country. You've flown the Jamaican flag all over the world and you've made us so proud when you win all those events. It's just really great. That's it for this edition of the show. I'd like to thank our special guest, WNBA champion and humanitarian, Simone Edwards, OD. Such a great person, such a wonderful lady. Until next time, this is Shaun Cain saying thanks for joining us. See you soon.